everyone, welcome to the Voice of Charon Healing Podcast. I am Almighty Servant Charon, here to let you know you are power, you are light, you are loved.
You guys, I was walking to get something to eat and I'm noticing the sky. Okay, see that? That's the trees, right? And you go up and you see not one cloud, kind of, or shall I say, all you see is one big cloud. Everything, you can't see any blue, you can't see the sun. It's not dark cloudy like it's going to rain. It's just all white. The sun is blocked. People think today that it's a gloomy day, that there's no sunshine, that, all these certain things. But listen, today's episode is about to be so beautiful. Hi, bird. Okay, I'm going to go inside right now because you hear all that? You hear all that? All right, I love you guys. Give me 1 second and I'm going to go inside. You are loved. Okay, you guys, so it seems that what I should start upon now that I'm inside is what I ended with before I came inside, is that I'm about to go inside for this next episode. You guys, we are literally the sun. We are the sun, the moon, the stars. We are everything magnificent, you guys. Everything that we need, everything that we desire is within ourselves, including what? God source, our creator, including what? Our peace, including what? Our happiness, including what? Our joy, including what? Our dreams, our passions, our everything. Everything is inside of us, which is why it is so important that we are in control of and aware of our energy, you guys, okay? But not only our energy, but the energy of others as well, and how others' energies may affect us, okay? So in a few podcast episodes before now, maybe 55, 56, I'm not sure, I was talking about the twin flame experience and how we must love beyond love, and how even when things seem bad or don't go right with our twin or the person that we're in a relationship with, whether it's a love relationship, a parental relationship, a friend relationship, a business relationship, whatever relationship relating to another, whenever things like that are going bad, whenever somebody is attempting to do you wrong, whenever you are attempting to do others wrong, it is always so vital that we take responsibility and accountability about ourselves and how we react or how we do not react, how we put up with or how we choose not to put up with the certain behaviors that are being projected to us or that we are projecting onto others. Okay, makes sense? So in those episodes, I went through the whole flow of it, you guys. I talked about how I was angry and how this person did that and all this stuff and how they were trying to be trifling and how, I just saw it as whatever. And I think I even called them a chump and everything else. And then the next episode, I spoke about how I was having more peace with it and, how I loved them and how I appreciated the challenge and the lessons that I got from it, even though they were not good. You know what I'm saying? It didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. Okay. And then I spoke about later how, okay, now, I hope you all are graced with the ability to find peace within yourselves and find appreciation for all things and all lessons that you go through, all challenges that you go through. And I prayed and asked that hopefully you find a way to be able to be friends with the person that you were in a relationship with, whether parental, whether a love relationship, whether business or anything else, where you were able to still be friends with them and be able to hope, that they become greater people and hope that you become greater people and hope that they're able to heal the things that made them behave what seemed to you as trifling, and that you were able to heal things, whatever it was that was going on with you, because no one is all the way healed. Okay. There's always something about ourselves that we can improve about ourselves. Okay. And even the harshest things that happen to you sometimes are triggers, are ways for you to be able to activate and become aware of things or areas where you may be able to become more powerful in. more stronger in, more beautiful in, more loving in, more caring in, more protective in, more not protective in, more free in, to break those known and hidden chains that are around all of us in some form of way, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, whatever it is. We all have some tiny thing, even if it's ourselves, that's holding us back from something, holding us back from ascending higher and higher and higher and higher into a more powerful, more beautiful space of what? True love. Okay. So you guys, I said all of that, right? And the last episode was about how, I could talk to my twin now and, be happy and, share things and be grateful when they succeed and, laugh or whatever and kind of be best friends. And I hope that you guys are able to too, right? But you guys, I did feel some wrong. I did feel some things where it wasn't right. I did feel some things where I was being drained. I did feel some things where things weren't fair or equal. I did feel some things when I knew that deceit was going on. I did feel some things that just weren't right, that made me be on alert, that made me feel I needed to protect myself, right? So with that, it was like, you know what? Okay. Yes, I feel all this. Yes, I want this person to be happy. Yes, I want them to heal. Yes, I want to heal. Yes, I'm grateful for the experience, but also, yes, I must block this energy off and away from me because it's not intending me any good. And even if it is attending me good, you guys, sometimes when you have pains and traumas that you haven't healed from, regardless of whatever is going to affect another person in a negative way, okay? In a so-called negative way, in a so-called way that takes away from their peace, in a so-called way that drains them, in a so-called way, okay? Whether you know it or not, whether they know it or not, whether we know it or not, that is a literal fact of life, okay? Now, some of you here now are like debating, what is she talking about? She doesn't know what she's talking about. What does she mean? Blah, 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 right? So no matter what the situation that you're thinking of right now, where you're like, I'm debating what she's saying. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Whether it was something harsh like molestation, whether it was something harsh like domestic violence, whether it was something harsh like parents beating your A, whether it was something harsh like black magic, whether it was something harsh like bullies in the workplace, whether it was something harsh like whatever, you name it. Somebody took your lollipop when you were 2, okay, and you don't even remember that had an effect on you, but it did. And now every time somebody tries to take something, you're so protected because when you were 2 years old, someone tried to take your lollipop, and now inside your subconscious, that inner child inside of you that you ignore and aren't tapped into right now is trying to protect things from being taken from them because when they were 2 years old, someone took that lollipop and it really traumatized you, your comfort, your this, your that, your that, your that, when you were that young. And it's still with you. I can't even talk. It's still with you to this day, even though you aren't aware of it. And even though you can't even recall the situation. And even though you as a grown person would think that is not important. Okay. So here we go, you guys. I'm going to give you a beautiful analogy, something simple and easy for everyone to be able to comprehend plainly and be like, oh, I get it. I get what she's talking about. Okay. So you guys, here's an example of how something can be hurting you and you may not be aware of it, but it's still your responsibility to get that thing healed because in a situation of another person's life, it can take away from, destroy, draw down, drain, dirty, purify, etc., etc., etc. Okay. So we're going to give the analogy of heaven, but some people are like, heaven doesn't exist. And it most certainly exists in your mind, however way you want it to be. But let's not get on that. Okay. Let's just go to a white room. Okay. So there's a white room, and this white room is where all peace is. This white room is where no one hurts you. This white room is where everything works in unison, and there's peace, and there's no threats, and there's no dangers, and there's no poisons, and there's no nothing. You go to this white room, and this white room is so pure, so cleansed, so protected that when you go in there, you have to be cleansed. You have to be cleansed yourself, bathed shave and everything else and have on your white as well. White is the color that has to be seen in this room for the pureness to be, for the flow to be, for everything that is in that space to be at peace and work positively, divinely, okay? It is a space of perfect peace, okay? This white room, right? So everyone wants to be in this white room. But people that are lying and cheating on their partners and causing disease to another person, those people can't get in that room, right? And it's known, if you've beat somebody up and stole something from them, you can't get into that room because you're going to taint that room and you're going to take away from that room, okay? Even if you have a negative thought in your head, like, oh, I'm jealous of that person's hair. I wish I had it. Something, something, something. She makes me sick. Let me spread gossip so other people don't like her. You are not allowed into that white room because you will take away from the peace of that white room. In that white room, everybody loves and appreciates everything about the other person and other things in that room. They have ascended so high that everything is appreciated. It is a beautiful tone of music and frequency and everything else that happens in that room. It is a safe space for every single thing in that area, okay? So certain people with certain actions and certain people with certain thoughts can go into that room, okay? But let me make it even more clear. So we're not going on any thoughts of this or thoughts of that or cheat or maybe they didn't cheat or why did they cheat? All these things you could put in your mind. Let's take all of that away, okay? But keep that analogy of the white room and why it needs to be pure, okay? Now let's go to somebody who was betrayed, okay? And when you are betrayed, you guys, your subconscious knows, your conscious knows, but definitely your subconscious knows, your inner child knows, your sense and need to protect yourself knows, whether you mentally comprehend it or not. Your self-defenses are up and you have some fears against things. If this person moves that way, maybe they're trying to do what that other person did to you and now you're going to attack. But that person might not have been trying to do the thing that the other person did to you. So you attack something that wasn't even trying to attack you, okay? That's one example for the white room, okay? Why you can't really go in there until you heal yourself. But let me make it even clearer, you guys, okay? So a person was attacked, right? And they were betrayed. And that betrayal, you guys, is going to be the form of knives in the person's back, okay? And when there are literal knives in the person's back, what happens? Blood is dripping out, right? So the person that was attacked and has the knives in their back, they're trying to get away and they need a safe space to be. So they're trying to run and they're trying to get into that white room to try to get away from whatever had attacked them and whatever, to try to get a safe space where they're away from things that attacked them, etc. But they still have these knives in their back, okay? So just like some cancer patients, family members can't even come around them because if they don't have a mask on and they just breathe and they have little ordinary germs that don't affect other people, before that cancer patient, if those ordinary germs get near them while they are going through certain chemotherapy things or whatever, it can literally take a person out. It can literally take their life because they don't have defenses up to be able to fight against those normal everyday germs that everybody else in the world could deal with, okay? So this white room, you guys, I want you to understand, is really a clean space, okay? And no dirty things can come in there. Everybody that comes in there, they have to have cleansed themselves to a certain level of purity to be able to be in that room with those people on the same agreement of peace, love. I won't hurt you. I this, that. I don't wish harm. Pure intentions of their heart, okay? You've made it to that space. Now let's go back. So the person who was betrayed has these knives in their backs and there's blood coming out of their back, okay? Now, when they come in there, are they coming in there intending to like take somebody out or to do somebody wrong or to do somebody harm? No, not at all. Sometimes they don't even know that there's blood pouring out of their back, okay? So they come in there just trying to be like, I'm worthy of being in here. I can be in here. I don't have anything to heal. I'm ready to be in here. Not looking at themselves, not taking a moment to go deep inside within themselves and see, is anything hurting me? Is anything on me? Is there anything that I need to cleanse before I go into this room? All they're trying to do is be in that space of what they can see from the outside of people who are at peace, who are comfortable, who are safe, who are laughing, who are exuding joy. You can just feel it. Even if they're just sitting there not saying anything, even if they can't hear what's going on in that room, you can feel the vibration of peace and light and joy and all these things, okay? So they're thinking, okay, if I get in there, then I'll be safe from whatever was coming after me, right? But like I said, they have knives in their backs because they've been betrayed, but they haven't tended to those wounds, you guys. So they try to go in there and they're in there and now there's blood or red stuff. I don't even know if I can say blood, just like splashing all over the white room, messing up the white room. Now the flow of music, the peaceful music that was there cannot flow so peacefully anymore. Now everyone that was cleansed and safe, they're feeling like they're trying to get away. They're at ease. They aren't able to just sit comfortably because this panicked person or this person who doesn't even realize that this stuff is gushing out of them, dirtying up the whole room, is in there. And that person is turning to different people for help. Like, why won't you talk to me? Or why are you walking away from me? Or why are you telling me to get out? And they're trying to stay in. And every time they turn, there's stuff splattering over to this side. And every time they turn that way to talk to this person, there's stuff splattering over this side. And they turn in a circle like, why won't anyone? Why won't? Like seeking from another person when they haven't tended to themselves, unaware that they're splattering stuff all over the clean space. Does that make sense? So there are knives, a lot of knives in people's lives, you guys, in our backs, from our parents, from our childhood, from our this, from our that are affecting us in ways that we are and we are not aware of. But see, even if we ignore it because we can't see what's splattering out of our backs, other people can see it. Other people feel it. It's splattering onto other people. So it's important that you stop trying to act like you're so perfect. It's important that you stop trying to act like you're okay. It's so perfect that you stop trying to act like you're so strong, you guys. And it's so important that you take that moment to face it. So turn your head back, do whatever you have to do. Touch yourself, feel yourself, know yourself, find yourself, explore yourself, and find those wounds. At least one. Because see, when those things are in your back, you guys, you're causing dis-ease to other people. So if there were cancer patients in there, for example, in this white room, you know, and you're coming in with your germs, your whatever, all coming out of your back, now you've taken the life of somebody else without even intending to. It wasn't your intention to go in there and destroy somebody's life. It wasn't your intention to go in there and this and that and that. It wasn't that person's intention when they went in with the knives in their back and these wounds and all this stuff that's happening and coming out that causes them to be dis-ease to others. However, it is literally a dis-ease. So when I say take accountability for yourselves, like I did in the last episode, that is why it is so important that we take accountability for ourselves. It's not important to take inventory of yourself and see what needs to be changed. It is never not important. It is never not okay to just shoo something to the side like it doesn't matter and then be pooping all on somebody else, those closest to you, because you haven't taken the time to even attempt to heal yourself. You haven't taken the time to even ask God, this is beyond me. Please help me heal myself. Help me find the things. Help give me the strength to even be able to face the traumas that I've been through. God, source, our creator, help me heal. Help me forgive. Help me forgive myself. Because I assure you, in this journey, if you think that all you need to do is forgive other people and what other people have done for you, that's the first mistake in itself. That's the greatest mistake in itself. That's the greatest, let me say that word differently. Instead of saying mistake, that is the greatest illusion, okay, that a lot of people here on earth in this world are dealing with. So you have to face yourself and you have to see those knives in your back. And see, sometimes when people try to help you, be like, hey, there's knives in your back. You want me to help you get that out? And then they go, you try to help that person take that knife out their back. Okay. Now this is a lesson or a little tip for people who are empaths and people who are healers and everything else, and people who are in relationships, even if it's on a certain basic level, people who are sisters and best friends and even mothers and daughters and family members and co-workers. You go in and you try to help that person. Here, you have knives in your back. Let me take that out. And you go to pull the knife out the back, right? But it hurts. So the person, instead of allowing you to take that out, they attack you. Now they're fighting you. Now they're mad at you. Now you're the one who caused them pain because, see, they weren't really aware. They're used to that knife in their back. So it's not hurting them so much. I mean, they feel discomfort, but, they're used to it. They've adjusted to it. They made it a part of their life, okay? A part of their false armor protection. They made it a part of them. So when you go to take that out and they feel that pain again, that pain, wait, what's that? And it's hurting to come out. What are you doing? Now they put the blame on you. Now you're the reason that they're hurting. Now they're gossiping to you, to their friends about what you did to them and all this stuff, but they aren't aware that it was a knife in your back. You were taking the knife out of their back. But they still blame you and they hate you and they want to do you wrong and they despise you and they're jealous of you and they envy you and they don't like you and they talk smack about you and they put all these teams together against you, the you are ain't shit team. Because you tried to help pull that knife out of their back. Now, see, if they had allowed you to pull the knife out of the back, you may have had the skills to be able to pull the knife out of the back like a doctor and then, anesthesia, antibiotics, whatever, cleanse it up real good, get all the bacteria out so it doesn't get infected, and then patch it up so it could heal. And you could even have come in more to help them heal even more by being like a nurse and, changing the bandages to really make sure it doesn't get infected and cleansing it more, tapping love onto it, helping it heal. You're going to be okay, pouring love into it and then bandaging it up, coming back and helping to patch it up as the heals wound and the person is aware and the body is adjusting to the freedom from that knife that was in their back. Okay. But they attack you. And then even when you do, sometimes there's those who do let you pull it out. And then they realize, oh, you pulled it out. And then they're grateful to you, right? And then they allow you to stay there and help heal them and patch it up and put the Band-Aid on and the ointments and love them up with loving words and help them heal. And then after you've healed them, now they feel like maybe they were weak. Now they feel a moment of weakness, like, oh, you healed me? Oh, you think you have something over me because you healed me? And now they hate you for healing them. And now, once again, you ain't shit. And they start the whole gravy train of this person, this to me, and that, and whatever they have to say to make everybody look at you like you're less. So it's never a moment of that person helped me and I'm grateful for it. Some people's false egos are so out of whack. So sometimes you can't even help people because they don't want to be helped. Sometimes you can't even help yourself because you don't want to be helped. And that's for everyone. So that's just the way that the world works here. But you guys, regardless of everything, we all have the ability to find that strength and to find that bravery and to find that core and to find that true love and to find that acceptance and to find that forgiveness of self, so that we can heal our hearts, our traumas, our pains, our disappointments, our envies, our jealousies, our all these things. We can heal them, you guys, so we can truly have peace. And until we face ourselves to heal ourselves, so we can truly have peace, so we can truly put on white and no blood or anything seeps through, no wounds or anything seeps through, no this or anything seeps through, so that we can go into that cleansed space of true love and vibrancy of ourselves and love and appreciation of ourselves and unity with others and all these beautiful things of the collective being at a peace and flowing in grace, which helps what? Raise a vibration of true love on earth. this world would continue to be a trifling place, a harsh place, a deceitful place, a everything place. And all those things that I just said, the deceitful place, the illusionary place, the harsh place, the this place, all of that is technically what Earth here, the world here right now is supposed to be, because we're all going through lessons. We're all supposed to be finding a way to not be so shallow and not so self-centered and look beyond ourselves, you guys. Look beyond ourselves. Because the whole world does revolve around you. Do not get it twisted. But at the same time, the whole world resolves. Maybe that was important. Resolves. Yeah, to resolve our issues, we have to face this point that I'm saying right now. At the same time, the whole world revolves around every single being on earth. So every single person here on earth, every single avatar, every single flesh suit, every single thing, the world revolves around it, not just you. So how do we work together? By making sure that our orbit here, our universe here, our essence, our imprint here is something substantial, but that we are truly aware of. So in what ways are you spewing blood or whatever onto others, in what ways are you pretending like you're okay when you're not? In what ways do you need to heal? See, don't be afraid of healing, you guys. That is a trick of the enemy. And yes, the enemy is sometimes and most of the times yourselves. Don't be afraid to face those traumas and those pains. And don't be afraid to let things that are affecting you negatively go. You cannot rise. You cannot sail with, what do they call it, with an anchor on your boat. You have to let that anchor go. You can't go straight up into the moon, quote unquote, and you can like, space travel is real. What? Calm down, okay? This is like basic stuff right here, right? Simple analogies for the masses, if you don't mind. Okay. With let me just leave that analogy alone. You guys know what I'm saying, okay? You can't levitate with the 10-ton thing. I shouldn't say that because God is limitless. You can do anything. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right. So anyway, I'm going to stop there because I could go forever. And I believe this is longer than I want it to be right now. But you guys, hear me when I say that it is so important that you tap into the pains that you can't even see and you heal them so that you don't hurt other people. And it's so important, you guys, that when you see someone coming with pains where it's spewing around, where they can be hurting other people and they are in denial, or they are unaware, or they're just too traumatized to even be able to face it or acknowledge it, you have to get out of the way with love. So the point of my episodes that I was telling you about is, yes, I went on talking about be best friends and love and hope for healing and all this, but also sometimes you have to get out of the way. Because we're at a level of a white room when we ascend and we try to be the best we can be and we're trying to spread love to others. We're all at a level of a white room. And if a person's below you with a dirtier room, a dirtier essence, then they can't be at that level of a white room, even if you aren't at the purest one. If you're at a higher level of a white room for yourself, where you're loving yourself and you face certain things, so you've been allowed to ascend to a higher level of something, a higher level of peace, a higher level of self-love. You've forgiven a lot. You've claimed your peace. You've healed yourself to a point. If they are below that level of healing and they are choosing not, or they just simply cannot also choose to heal, so they can be in that same vibration, that same frequency with you, then you must not let them tear your ish up and bring you down. They must heal and ascend to the same level or higher as well. And then if they go higher than you, then now you have to work on healing even more and becoming even more pure. So now you can be on the same frequency and vibrational level with them and purity level with them. And then hopefully at that point, if it's a relationship, you guys get to soar together. So false egos, find a way to let them go. And I pray that you all, if you choose, find greater levels of peace, love, and understanding for not only yourselves, but for others. All right, you guys, remember, the sun is always within you. When I started this episode, I spoke about the clouds and how you couldn't see the sun or whatever. But just because you couldn't see the sun, you guys, when those clouds moved, that sun was always up there. That sun was always up there shining bright as it ever did. Bright as ever did. That sun was never dimmed at any moment. It was just the illusion from the clouds that were just covering the whole sky that you thought it was a gloomy day. But it was never a gloomy day because the sun was still shining up there. There were just clouds trying to block you from the light. But you are the light, and the light is inside of you. So you guys do your damnedest. I mean, do the dang thing, and never let anyone keep you from the light, especially your own light. You are what? You are power. You are light. You are loved. I love you all, you guys. Buy my book, It All Comes Up to Love, How to Truly Forgive Through God's Source, Our Creator.
I am the voice of Charon, an almighty servant of God, okay? I love you, love yourself, love everyone. You are power, you are light, you are loved. Make sure you subscribe to the Voice of Charon Healing Podcast, where I speak about any and everything as soon as it comes to my heart. You are power, you are light, you are loved.
This episode is sponsored by Fearless Glory Publishing. Take the first step towards a life of true forgiveness and love with our best-selling book, It All Comes Up to Love, How to Truly Forgive via God's Source, Our Creator. Order your copy today at ebook.almightyservant.com.